Hi, I'm Harper. Welcome back to my channel, Harper Cooks. Tonight we are going to be making an easy weeknight dinner of chicken thighs and roasted sheet pan vegetables. They're going to be citrus style, so follow along with me to learn how to make this meal. I'm going to go over all of the ingredients that I'm going to be using in this meal. First, we've got some carrots. I have 3 lemons, a russet potato, a red onion, some organic bone broth, butter, and some organic chicken thighs. Oh, and a garlic bulb, half of one. So this meal doesn't require too many ingredients, which makes it a great weeknight meal. And it's also fast and easy because the vegetables are gonna go on a sheet pan, and then the chicken is going to be cooked in a stainless steel pan. And again, here are all the ingredients that I'm going to be using to make this meal. Step 1 is going to be preheating the oven to 425, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and wash our potato and our carrots. Now that my vegetables are washed, I can go ahead and chop my carrots, and I can chop up my potato and my onion and my garlic and lemon. So basically I'm just going to chop all of the vegetables that go with this meal, and then the meal will be pretty much ready to go. The vegetables will go into the oven, and then I will use half the onion, some of the garlic, and then the lemons for the chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by chopping my potato. So I got my potatoes into little circles like potato chips, but I'm gonna cut each of these in half. I'm gonna go ahead and add my potatoes to my sheet pan so that I have more space to chop my carrots, and then I will slice my carrots. My potatoes are all in my pan, and this is what it looks like right now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and slice the carrots and then add those. Before I slice my carrots, I'm gonna go ahead and peel all of my carrots, especially, these are organic carrots, so they are straight from the ground, and you can see they've got little things like this, like little hairs, and I don't really wanna eat those, so I'm gonna peel them and then chop them. Now that my carrots are peeled, they look like this, and they are ready to chop. Now I've fully sliced all of my carrots, so I'm going to go ahead and stick those in the sheet pan with the potatoes. Now I have my potatoes and my carrots in my sheet pan. It looks like this. And I'm going to go ahead and chop up my onion and my garlic now and put about half of the onion on the pan and then a little bit of the garlic as well. I am using a red onion. I prefer this kind of onion because I just think that they have a lot more flavor than a sweet onion, for example, or a white or a yellow onion. So I like these kinds of onions, especially if you're making them for a meal to eat as a piece on their own, which I am today. So I'm going to use this kind of onion, but you could replace with whatever onion you like. I'm going to go ahead and slice my onion. First, I'm going to chop off both ends. Then I take off the outermost layer of skin after chopping the onion in half. So I take off this layer, and I'm left with a piece of onion like this. Half of this onion is going to go on the sheet pan, and half of it is going to go with the chicken once the chicken gets a little bit cooked in the pan. I'm gonna go ahead and slice my onion now. So I'll flip it and then slice. I'm looking for pieces that look like this, so maybe about a 1/2 inch, and then I'm gonna stick those in the pan. Now my sheet pan looks like this. I'm gonna go ahead and chop the other half of the onion for the chicken. These pieces I cut a little bit finer, like this, so that they can go ahead and go into the pan and cook with the chicken. Set my onion to the side, and the onion is very potent. It's making me tear up and cry a little bit because of how potent the flavor is. Now I'm going to take my half bulb of garlic and take all of these off. Looks like I'm working with about 5 cloves here. And move all of this off my cutting board. And I'm gonna go ahead and squish these cloves of garlic and then chop them up. So what I do to make it easier for myself to get them out of their shells, I like to smush them with a knife like this. And then as you can see, the garlic has squished, and then it's easier to peel right out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then mince my garlic. Some of the pieces I will mince for the chicken, and then some of the pieces I'm gonna leave in bigger chunks for the actual sheet pan dinner. For the pieces that are going in the sheet pan, I'm gonna leave them like this in thicker pieces because they're gonna be eaten on their own. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick those in the pan as well. And now I'm gonna go ahead and take my last 2 cloves here that I have and mince those. So I've minced my garlic and I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as is. You can mince it even further if you want to, but I'm looking at tiny little pieces like this. And that's fine for me. If you want it even smaller, you can continue to mince it until it's more of like a paste, but that's really just up to you. I work with the lemons. One of my 3 lemons is gonna go ahead into the sheet pan as well, so I'm just gonna slice those pieces and put them in there. And the other 2 are going to go in the pan with the chicken once the chicken is mostly cooked. Now my lemon is sliced, so I have pieces like this that are gonna go ahead into the sheet pan. This is what my sheet pan looks like now with everything that I've sliced and put on it. I'm gonna go ahead and put olive oil and salt and pepper on here. Normally I don't use olive oil to roast vegetables because of the lower smoke point, but today I don't have enough butter to do this. But you could do this with butter, you could do this with olive oil, you could do this with coconut oil, you could do it with avocado oil, so it's really just up to you and your preferences, but today I'm gonna be putting olive oil and then salt and pepper on my veggies. You can measure out olive oil if you want to. I'm just going to drizzle all over the vegetables and then add my salt and pepper like this. And that should be more than enough. I'm gonna add my pepper. I like peppercorn, so I like to grind it. And then I'm gonna use pink Himalayan sea salt. I like the chunks, so that's gonna go in here as well. And then I'm gonna mix it all together. Now that everything is mixed together, this is ready to go into the oven. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in the oven at 425. I don't have a specific amount of time that I put it in there, probably around 20 to 25 minutes. I just generally keep checking on the vegetables to make sure that nothing's burned, but also to make sure that the potatoes are all the way cooked through. So we'll check on it a couple times throughout the video just to make sure that the vegetables are cooking. And just again, this is what my vegetables look like now that they are ready to cook. So all of this is gonna roast, and I'm gonna go ahead and start my chicken. So my veggies are in, and I'm gonna go ahead and cook my chicken in this stainless steel pan. I like that it has edges so that it's not gonna spill and go over the side. So I'm gonna use bone broth, and I'm also gonna use lemon juice to cook the chicken in. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on the burner with some bone broth and then some lemon juice. For reference, this is the lemon juice that I'm gonna be putting in. And then this is the bone broth that I'm gonna be putting in. Then once these are both in the pan, I'm gonna add the chicken thighs to them. I have a combination of both the lemon juice and the bone broth. I kind of just eyeballed it, but I probably have about 1 inch of liquid in here. I started with the lemon juice and then I put maybe a cup of bone broth in here, but it's really just up to preference. This is what my chicken thighs look like in my bone broth and the lemon juice. I'm gonna let these cook inside that. And then once they are cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and add in more bone broth and lemon juice because a lot of this will cook off. And then I'll add in my lemons and add in the onions and garlic as well. It's been about 5 to 10 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and check on my vegetables. Ooh, I steamed my camera up. But this is what my veggies are looking like right now. So the vegetables are looking really good, and I'm just gonna let them keep going for a little while longer. My chicken thighs are cooking really nicely, and a lot of the liquid is cooking off. I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt in here, and then in a little bit I will add in my onions and my garlic and lemons. Now my chicken is cooked, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my lemons in, my onions, and the garlic. This is what my pan looks like now, and I'm gonna let the fruits and veggies cook down just so that there is a ton of flavor in this chicken. Right now, this is what my sheet pan veggies are looking like. So it looks like the potatoes need to go for a little bit longer still, but we're definitely getting close. Okay, I have pulled my veggies out, and I'm just gonna go ahead and move them all around so that they don't get burned, especially the potatoes, because the potatoes like to burn on the bottom, but then not fully cook on the top. So I'm just gonna kind of move things around, flip it over, and move them around, then stick it back in the oven for a few more minutes, but everything looks like it's almost fully cooked, so we're almost there. Okay, I've moved my veggies around, and this is what they look like, and they're gonna go ahead and go back in the oven for a few more minutes. My chicken is really looking good now, and any of this that is boiling at the bottom is gonna turn into a juice. I have about 1 tablespoon of butter here, so I'm gonna add that in the end. Just to create like a little bit of a sauce for the chicken. As you can see, most of the liquid has burned off here, so we're just left with the chicken. So I've turned the burner off, and I'm gonna plate my vegetables, and I'm gonna put the chicken on top. My veggies came out great. I'm gonna go ahead and plate these, and then I will put the chicken on top. And the chicken does have kind of a sauce on it because I let the liquid cook down, and I did put the butter in the pan as well. So the sauce is gonna be really good on top of both the chicken and these veggies. This is what the veggies look like plated. If you wanna take the lemon pieces out, you can, but I like to leave them in for flavor. And I'm gonna go ahead and stick the chicken thighs right on top of this, and the sauce will go over on top of the veggies as well. Before I go ahead and plate, I just wanted to show you what the sauce looks like here. So we do have like the onions and the lemon and the leftover bone broth and butter and lemon juice that just turned into a really nice sauce as I was cooking it down on top of the chicken thighs. Now that the chicken thighs are plated, this is what I'm left with. I have 2 meals here for dinner, and we've got the chicken with the sauce and the cooked veggies on top of the roasted vegetables. And I'm so excited to have this dinner. It's pretty healthy. The only thing that's not really healthy about this is the added butter, but other than that, it's pretty good for you, and it's just a mix of veggies and chicken. I did chicken thighs because I do prefer the flavor of those. I think they do add a little bit of flavor for a meal like this, especially if you're not going with a carb other than like a potato. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this meal, then check out some of the other videos on my channel. Let me know if you cook this and what you think of it down in the comments below. Thank you so much.